Hi guys, welcome to Pilates. Today we're going to do a half an hour seated and lying session. So we're not going to stand up at all, we're going to stay down on the floor. So if you've got a mat, roll one out. If not, you might want to lie a towel down, or if you've got a nice carpeted floor, you might be alright just on that. So let's get started. I'm going to bring our hands to our rib cage, so just make sure you're in a nice comfortable seated position. So if you want to, you can bring your legs out straight, or you can cross them, or you can be on your knees, totally up to you. So hands on the rib cage, make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. And we're just going to start with a few deep breaths. So you're going to breathe in through your nose, feel your rib cage expand sideways, and then breathe out through your mouth and feel the hands a bit closer together. So we want to avoid as much as possible the shoulders coming up and down. And keep the shoulder blades sliding down the spine. Relax the hands, try and keep that connection to your breath the whole time. Now as you breathe in, we're going to bring the shoulders up, and as you breathe out, we're going to roll back and down. So just the shoulders moving. And then start to make the movement a little bit bigger by lifting the elbows up and getting some more rotation. Relax the hands back down. Now you're going to bring the arms all the way up, breathe in, float them back down, breathe out. So nothing else is going to move. Keep the ribs pulling down towards the hips. One more. And relax. Now we're going to bring the hands into prayer position, into the sternum, and the elbows out nice and wide. From here, you're going to take a deep breath in, lift up even taller, and then as you breathe out, we're going to start by turning the head, and then in the upper body follow. Breathe in to come back to the middle, and then breathe out to go the other way. So you might feel a little bit more restricted in the seated position as opposed to doing this move standing up. That is because when you're sitting down like this, your hips physically can't move because you're sitting on them. So this is what it should feel like if you're doing it right when we're standing. Next option, you can bring the hands in front of you, stacking the wrists, and then take your twists here. Last one. And then final option, you take our arms out to the side. Now they're slightly in front of you, so if you wiggle your fingers, you should just be able to see them out the corners of your eyes. Make sure the arms are in a straight line, just below shoulder height, and then from here you can take the twist again, so the arms aren't going to move from that angle, but you should be able to twist a little bit further. So really think about squeezing the shoulder blades down your spine. Press down with the palms. One more each side. Back to the middle, roll the arms down. Now I'm going to sweep one arm up the side, breathe in. As you breathe out, I'm going to come into the side stretch. Breathe in, come back up. Breathe out to put the arm back down. Other side, breathe in, lift the arm. Breathe out into that stretch. Breathe in to come back up, and breathe out to float the arm down. So turn your head to look at the opposite hand. Keep both hips down on the floor, nice and firmly. One more each side. Back to the middle. Now we're going to bring our feet in front of us, so knees are bent. We turn to the side so you can see. So we still want to be upright as much as you can, nice straight back. Make sure we're not leaning forward. With a nice straight line, and then feet at hip distance, knees are pointing straight up to the ceiling. If you have trouble keeping your knees up and they want to just knock in together, grab yourself a cushion or something like a block to put in between your knees and keep a gentle squeeze on that the whole time. So we're going to start by holding on gently to the backs of the thighs. Don't grip on, they're just a light fingertips. And then you're going to rock off your sitting bones and come back up straight. So really small movement, just isolating the lower part of the spine. It's like the pelvic tilt we do when we're standing or lying down, but this time we're sitting. So you want to breathe out as you go backwards and then breathe in to sit back up. And then if you're happy with that, we can take it a little bit further. So start the same, but then just keep going, rounding through the spine until your arms are straight, and then come back up. Up to the upright position before you go again. So you can start to curve into the middle of the back as well now. Next option, if you want it, you can take your arms out straight. So you've got a little bit less support and you can start to come back a little bit further if you want to. So try and find that point where you get a little shake and then come back up. If this starts to get too much on your hips at any point, just take the knees out to the side and lean forwards. Give them a little bit of a break and then come straight back into it. This time we're going to add an extra level. So as you come back, we're then going to open one arm out to the side, close it up, other side, close it up, and then sit up straight. So if that's a little bit too much, you can do one side, roll back up, and then do the other side. Or you can do both at once. One more. And then, like I said earlier, drop the knees to the side, lean forwards. And then when you're ready, come back up. This time, you've got the option, you can keep your knees bent or you can straighten them out. And we're going to continue with the roll downs and take it a little bit further. So again, you can keep your knees bent if you want to. So hands out in front of you. We're going to start the same, start rolling back. And this time, you're not going to stop. We're going to go all the way. Bring the arms up over the head, straight back down. And then tuck the chin to peel yourself back up. So you might find it easier, or if you're stuck to stay, you can keep your knees bent as well. So make sure you lift up nice and tall at the top, and then go again. So you want one vertebrae at a time to touch the floor, especially on that last bit. Bring the arms up, breathe in. Bring the arms forwards, tuck the chin, peel yourself up. Try not to use momentum, we want to use all of that core strength. Yeah, let's do a few more. This is easy for you, just try and do it even slower. One more. And last time, but this time we're going to stay down on the floor. So control that last little bit. And then just hug the knees into the chest. And relax. Okay, when you're ready, feet go back down. So feet are about hip distance. Knees pointing straight up to the ceiling. Again, if you want to, you can grab a cushion or something to gently squeeze between your thighs if it helps you to keep that alignment. Hands are just going to be relaxed by our sides. And we're going to go back to that pelvic tilt we did sitting. So just think about bringing the pubic bone up towards your belly button and then pressing the tailbone away from you into the mat. So we can start this nice and small. You should already have a little bit of mobility from the warm-up. And then if you want to, you can start to make it a little bit bigger. Keeping the lower back on the floor. And then decrease it again until you can settle somewhere in the middle. So find that neutral pelvis and keep that there. Now you can put your hands on your hips to help you stabilise. And then from here, as you breathe out, you're going to take one knee up over the hip, breathe in, put it down, and then change sides. So we're really focusing on not moving the pelvis, keeping that neutral position. You should feel the lower abdominals start to engage as you lift the leg. And I want you to imagine the floor is made of really thin ice or glass, so you've got to put that foot down really gently. Now we're going to add on, we're going to bring the knee up over the hip, then we're going to straighten the leg, slowly lower it all the way to the floor, and then drag the foot back in. And we can continue to swap legs each time. One more each side. Good, from there, we're going to bring one knee up over the hip and then the opposite arm up above the shoulder. From there, breathe out, take the arm backwards and the leg forwards. Breathe in to come back to centre. So staying on this side. Again, we're thinking about stabilising the pelvis, make sure we're not rocking side to side. Think about drawing your ribs down towards your hips. Stay connected to your breath. Last one. And then float everything back down. Set yourself up on the other side, so knee up over the hip, arm over the shoulder, and then breathe out, take them away, breathe in, bring it back. Four more. Good, bring it back down. Now this time we're going to start with both legs in a tabletop position and you're going to tap one toe down, bring it back, and then the other one. So this time we're breathing out as the leg comes away, breathing in to bring it back up. So you should feel your abdominals tighten again. We want to think about keeping the angle in the knee the same, so you're tapping further away from you than you might think. So what we don't want to do is keep the knee where it is and just drop the toe. You want to make sure we're taking the toe further away to keep that angle. Now you can stay with that, or your next option is to straighten the leg out instead. So that might be up nice and high up here if you want to, or if your hips allow and your core strength allows, you can take the leg a little bit lower or somewhere in the middle. Next option, you can bring your hands up over your shoulders again, and then opposite arm goes back, meets in the middle. So you should always be coming back to this position. Two more. And hug the knees into the chest, relax, take some deep breaths. Take your arms out to the side, bring the knees back up over the hips. And you're going to gently bring the knees all the way over to the floor, and then take your head in the opposite direction so you feel that spine twist. Slowly bring the knees back up to the middle and take them over to the other side. Turn the head. The middle, slowly bring the knees back up and hug them into your chest again. This time take a gentle rock side to side. And then round in a circle. And change direction. Back to the middle this time. You're going to rock forwards and back. And then you're going to get enough momentum to bring yourself all the way up to sitting. From here, I'm going to hold onto the backs of the thighs again. Find that balance point, so lean back, lift one foot and then the other. And then as you breathe out, we're going to roll backwards. And then roll back up and try not to put the feet down, find that balance. Breathe out, roll back. Breathe in, sit up, nice and tall. Just try and find this flat back position before you then curve, roll back. So your head shouldn't be going on the floor, keep the chin tucked in. One more. You're gonna hold that balance at the top. Straighten one leg, straighten the other leg if you can. Glue them together, and then last option, take the arms off. Breathe. And hug them in again. Well done. Just hug the knees in, drop the head over. And then just going to bring yourself over onto your hands and knees. So we want hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and then we're going to take a cat and cow stretch. Think about pushing away from the floor, pull the belly button into your spine, and then from there you're going to curve up through the middle of your back, drop the head, tuck the pelvis, release back to neutral, and then if it feels okay for your spine, you can lift the head and chest and tilt the tailbone. Back to neutral again, and then repeat. So you're just going to move through these two positions in your own time. You're not going to hold one more than the other, that's fine. Last time. And back to neutral. And then just send your hips back. Reach the arms forwards into child's pose. Relax your head on the floor. From there, take the hands around to one side. You feel a nice stretch down your shoulder into your back. Back to the middle, and then over to the other side. And I'm going to take a shoulder stretch, so you're going to thread one arm through the gap, get the chest back down. Change sides. The middle. Last stretch here, you're going to keep the toes together, take the knees about as wide as your mat, and then sit, sink the hips back. Slowly roll up and then come round back to your seated position. From here, take a nice deep breath in, lift the arms up, breathe out, circle them round. One more. And relax. Well done guys, as the end of today's session. I hope you enjoyed it.